Hi everyone, welcome to the channel if you're new, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Special thanks to all of my patrons. My name's Neil and it's time for the penultimate episode of this year's University Challenge. Yes, it's our second semi-final. The winner today gets the dubious privilege of facing Imperial in the grand final. And the two teams we're going to be seeing are Edinburgh and Reading, who both had very strong tournaments so far. I don't think that there's a clear favorite in this match, and I think it may end up being a very close one. So I'm excited to jump right into it. I hope you are too. If you're on my Patreon and you're watching the full-length reaction, I've included the link in the description below so that you have the exact copy that I'm reacting to. And without further ado, let's jump into it. This is our second semi-final of University Challenge.
We've reached the penultimate match of this year's series, and 20-odd minutes of questions is all that stands between tonight's two teams and a place in the grand final. Now, the team from the University of Edinburgh have taken the shortest possible route to this point, beating Peterhouse Cambridge in round 1, Bristol University in round 2, and both Trinity College Cambridge and Emmanuel College Cambridge in the quarter-finals. Now, the team from Reading University sailed through the first two rounds of the competition at the expense of the universities of Strathclyde and Dundee, and they won their first quarter-final against the University of Birmingham. They then came briefly unstuck against Imperial College London before a comfortable victory over St John's College Cambridge. So fingers on the buzzers, here's your first starter for 10. Quoted by Walter Bagehot in his book Biographical Studies, the description "Oxford on the surface, but Liverpool below" refers to which political figure born in Liverpool in 1809 and elected MP for the University of Oxford?
William Gladstone.
William Ewart Gladstone is correct. People with the surname Smith.
Oh, no.
Okay.
What short byname is often applied to the geologist William Smith? It is a term used in the full title of his 1815 geological map of England and Wales.
I'm not sure. By name. Pass.
It's strata. Born in Hull in 1902, Florence Margaret Smith is usually known by what name? Her works include novel on yellow paper and poetry collections, including A Good Time Was Had by All.
Pretty sure that's Stevie Smith. Stevie Smith.
It is Stevie Smith. Her works, including The Midnight Kittens and I Capture the Castle, Dorothy Gladys Smith is usually known by what five-letter nickname?
Dodie Smith, is it? I Capture the Castle.
Yes, Dodie is correct. Right, give any of the 3 consecutive years in which the following occurred: the first commercial publication of The Tale of Peter Rabbit, the signing of the Anglo-Japanese Alliance, the premiere of Puccini's Madame Butterfly,
1904.
04 is correct, yes. The prehistoric Botai culture. Thought to be among the first to domesticate the horse, the Botai culture flourished in the 4th millennium BCE. Its archaeological sites are located near the Ishim River. In which Central Asian country?
Kazakhstan?
It's like the steps.
It's not expressed in the steps.
So Kazakhstan, is that?
Yeah, OK, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan is correct.
Well done.
In his book, The Horse, the Wheel and Language, the anthropologist David W. Anthony argues that the domestication of the horse by the Botai played a major role in the spreading of what widespread language family?
Indo-European?
Correct. Previously thought to be the only extant wild horse, which horse taxon was genetically determined to be a descendant of the Botai horses, suggesting it is a feral population of a once domesticated animal?
Arabian?
Ozagai.
No, it's Przewalski's horse.
No.
In Christian monasticism, what 6-letter word denotes those who, whilst not being professed as monk or nun, have dedicated themselves to service in connection with a religious order? In geometry, the same word...
Oblate.
Oblate is correct. Used as a proxy for intelligence, what measurement of relative brain size is considered more accurate than simple brain-to-body mass ratio, as it takes into account allometric effects? It's often abbreviated as EQ.
Emotional quotient.
No, it's encephalization quotient. EQ values are normalized to an average species, such that values above 1 are considered large-brained Which domesticated animal is traditionally used as the reference species, giving it an EQ of 1?
Dog. You'd assume a dog. Yeah. Dog.
It's a
Pig.
cat.
Cat.
Humans have an EQ of around 7.5. Species belonging to what family of animals have the largest EQ after humans, reaching values as high as 5.3?
Dolphins.
Would you say primates? Yeah.
Dolphins.
Primates.
No, it's dolphins. For your picture starter, you will see a diagram showing the trajectory of a space probe. For 10 points, give the name of that probe.
Cassini-Huygens.
Cassini-Huygens is correct, yes.
Wow.
3 more space probes that visited the outer planets of the solar system from diagrams of their trajectories. Firstly,
New Horizons.
correct. Secondly,
Voyager 2.
It's going to be on the Voyagers, I think.
Sorry, Voyager 2.
Voyager 2 is correct. And finally,
Juno.
Juno is correct. Well done.
Well done. Very well done.
I need a first name and a surname here, partly based on the author's acquaintance, Oliver St. John Gogarty. Which fictional character is a young medical student as well as a friend and roommate of Stephen Dedalus? He is the first character mentioned by J.
Buck Mulligan.
Buck Mulligan is correct. I think my sculptures are about what a human being or an animal feels like, not what they necessarily look like. These are words of which 20th century sculptor whose works include Horse and Rider and the Gogglehead series?
Gogglehead.
Frink.
Elizabeth Frink is correct.
Phew,
What single
jeez.
word completes
Hutchinson.
the phrase coined by the critic Herbert Reed to describe the work of sculptors including Bernard Meadows, whose use of spindly and angular forms influenced Frink's early work? The geometry of what?
Movement.
It's the geometry of fear. Frink's Warhorse and Walking Madonna may be seen in the gardens of which stately home in Derbyshire?
Chatsworth.
Chatsworth is correct. To the nearest 100, what is the sum total of all of the following? The number of psalms in the King James Bible, the number of Shakespeare's sonnets in the 1609 quarto, and the number of tales in Boccaccio's Decameron.
In total?
30.
No, it's more than that.
300.
No, it's 400. What surname is concatenated with random to give an alternative title for Chess 960, a game...
Fisher.
Fisher is correct. These bonuses are on films scored by the composer Mika Levy. Firstly, a 2016 biopic directed by Pablo Larraín. Natalie Portman received an Oscar nomination here
Black
for her
Swan.
performance in the title role, as did Levy for their score.
It's the Jackie Onassis one. What was it called?
Oh, okay.
Was it just called
No,
Jackie?
Black Swan was earlier than
Jackie's the
that.
name of the
Yeah?
movie. Yeah.
Jackie.
Jackie is correct. Secondly, a 2020 film by Janixa Bravo, based on a viral Twitter thread by waitress Asia King about a disastrous road trip to Florida. Taylor Page plays the title role.
Road Trip.
No, it's Zola. Finally, a 2013 film by Jonathan Glazer based loosely on a science fiction novel by Michael Faber. It stars Scarlett Johansson as an unnamed alien preying on human men.
Deep Water.
No, it's Under the Skin. Containing frescoes by a Goya. The Cathedral of the Virgin of the Pillar is located in which city on the river Ebro? Named after the Roman Emperor Caesar Augustus, it is the capital of the Spanish region of Aragon.
Valencia?
No.
Cadiz.
No, it's Zaragoza. Kate Croy, Millie Thiel and the journalist Milton Densher are major characters in which novel by Henry James? Its title refers to a bird that symbolises gentleness and...
Edinburgh Jones.
Wings of the Dove.
Correct. When writing a real-valued matrix using standard notation, replacing each of the brackets of the matrix with a vertical line designates the calculation of what scalar quantity?
The determinant.
Correct. Given a collection of functions of several variables, what name is given to the matrix of first-order partial derivatives of those functions with respect to each variable, or sometimes also to the determinant of that matrix?
Yeah, I think that.
The Jacobian.
Correct. For a collection of n functions defined on a variable x, what name is given to the determinant of the matrix of all derivatives of these functions up to the n-1th derivative?
The Hessian matrix.
This is the Vronschian.
Oh, sorry.
Meaning small box. What three-letter word appears in the name of an annual judicial procedure or trial conducted at Goldsmiths
Pix.
Pix is correct.
Tough questions in this one.
All three answers begin with the same letter. Meaning to separate grain from chaff. What word does Keats use to describe the wind in the second stanza of To Autumn?
Winnow.
Winnowing is correct, yes. Meaning miserable in appearance, what word appears in the same line as haggard in La Belle Dame sans Merci?
Wan? Wizened, wan,
Wizened.
No, it's woebegone.
woebegone.
What common adjective is applied to the word south in Ode to a Nightingale and to love in the last line of Ode to Psyche?
Gentle.
Starts with W.
Oh, sorry. Warm.
Warm.
Warm is correct.
Well done.
For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of popular music from the early 1980s. 10 points if you can name the artist.
Debbie Gibson? I don't recognize this.
Blondie.
No.
Madonna.
It's
It
not.
is Madonna, yes.
Really? I mean, it sounded like it, but I didn't recognize it at all.
I wouldn't have gone for that.
Madonna's debut public performance at Danceteria was chosen by the Museum of the City of New York as one of 14 moments commemorated in a 2021 exhibition. Your bonuses are 3 more acts featured in that exhibition. First,
Thompson Twins.
no, that's Kid Creole and the Coconuts.
Nope.
Annie, I'm Not Your Daddy. Secondly, this experimental composer and musician, note this piece reworks a film theme by Ennio Morricone.
Brian Eno.
Brian Eno.
No, it's John Zorn. And finally,
Zorn.
this performance artist and musician.
Yes, that's it.
Not a clue.
Laurie Anderson.
Laurie Anderson is correct.
Well done. Really well done.
A common timber tree, which member of the pine family may be identified in winter by its small oval cones that remain on the tree and by the loss of its needle-like leaves?
Spruce.
Anyone want to buzz from Red
No. Aspen.
Scots pine.
No, it's the larch.
Larch.
Succeeding Sargon II, who became king of Assyria in 705 BC, he is chiefly remembered for a failed siege of Jerusalem, described by Byron in a poem that begins, "The Assyrian came
Ozymandias.
like a wolf on the fold."
Sardana Palace.
Sennacherib.
Sennacherib is correct, yes. The dinosaur classifications Saurischia and Ornithischia are so called because of the resemblance of which skeletal joint to those of modern lizards and birds, respectively?
Elbow.
That's the hip. Also known as the reptile bird, what bird of the South American swamplands is noted for the wing claws of its young that resemble those of the Archaeopteryx dinosaurs?
Pterosaur.
Nobody said it's an actual bird rather than a dinosaur. Pterosaur.
It's Hoatzin. Alive in the Cretaceous period and growing to a height of around 8 feet, the dinosaur Struthiomimus was so named because of its superficial resemblance to what large bird?
Struthiomimus. What does that even sound like?
Ostrich.
Emu.
That's similar to the ostrich. What surname is shared by the 2 astrophysicists who, alongside Willie Fowler and Fred Hoyle, wrote the landmark 1957 paper, Synthesis of the Elements in Stars, also known as the B²FH paper?
No. I don't have that in this brain.
Brown.
No.
Thompson.
No, it's Burbage. Which country was, in its ancient era, divided into administrative regions called nomes?
Egypt.
Egypt is correct. 3 bonuses on travesti, or trouser roles in opera. Although
Trouser
originally
roles.
performed by a castrato, Orfeo has often become a woman's role in a 1762 opera by which German composer?
14. I'm just trying to check when he's born to make sure we're okay. Gluck.
Gluck is correct. Count Octavian, the youthful lover of an older princess, is the travesti role in which opera by Richard Strauss?
Rosencavalier.
Correct.
Man, they're
In
good.
which opera by Mozart is the trouser roll character Cherubino sent away to join the army for flirting with female members of Count Almaviva's household?
The Marriage of Figaro.
The Marriage of Figaro is correct.
Wow.
You can see a photograph of a recent production of a play first performed in 1921. The 10 points give the title of the play. You can give your answer in English or Italian.
21.
6 characters in search of an author.
That is correct. An important precursor of the theatre of the absurd. For your bonuses, you'll see images of productions of 3 later absurdist plays. This time, name the playwright in each case. Firstly,
Do you know what? I've never seen questions like this, but this is great.
It doesn't.
But we need one of the playwright.
Beckett.
it is Samuel Beckett. That is from Happy Days.
Happy Days. Yeah.
Secondly,
Kiss of the Spider Woman.
Is that the resistible rise of our children?
Who wrote that?
That would be Brecht.
Brecht.
The only other one that does Fear of Absurd a lot is Ionescu. Brecht.
no, it's Jenny. It's the maids. And finally,
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Ionescu.
Ionescu is correct. What 4-letter word is formed by concatenating the second letters of the chemical symbols of lead, gold, tin, and silver?
Bung.
Bung is correct. Well done.
Well done. I would have got there eventually, but not that quickly.
In the process of Big Bang nucleosynthesis, fusion reactions during the first few minutes of the universe built up certain light nuclei, including what stable isotope with atomic mass number 3?
Hydrogen.
Tritium?
Deuterium. Oh, helium-3.
Tritium.
Tritium. Okay. Tritium.
That was helium-3. Tritium's not stable. What specific isotope is the heaviest to be produced in detectable quantities during Big Bang nucleosynthesis, accounting for about 1 in 10 billion primordial nuclei?
Iron.
No, it's lithium-7. What isotope is the lightest to be generated in Big Bang nucleosynthesis? Because it is rapidly burned in stars, the cosmic abundance of this isotope has decreased since the Big Bang.
Hydrogen.
Specifically?
Hydrogen-2.
Correct.
Well done.
Which of Shakespeare's tragedies includes the lines, "Trifles light as air are to the jealous confirmations strong as proofs of holy writ"?
King Lear.
King Lear.
No?
Othello.
Othello is correct, yes. Revolutions of the 21st century. The Saffron Revolution of 2007 involved anti-government protests led by Buddhist monks wearing saffron-coloured robes. In which country did it occur?
I think it's Myanmar.
Myanmar or Burma is correct. Coloured signs carried by demonstrators gave Kuwait's 2005 Blue Revolution its name. The aim was not to overthrow the government, but to achieve what end?
Universal suffrage?
Democratic vote in elections.
No, that's not specific enough. It's
Okay.
the right for women to vote.
Yeah, I think that's more.
Soldiers were given flowers by protesters demanding the resignation of which president during the 2003 Rose Revolution in the former Soviet state of Georgia?
What was his name? Saakashvili.
No, Shevardnadze. Which country comes fourth in this clockwise sequence of countries bordering Slovakia? Poland, Ukraine, Hungary, and...
Austria.
Austria is correct. That's all right. You're entitled to be excited. 3 questions on ballet for your bonuses. The
Ballet.
Dream and La Fille Malgarde are creations of which director and founding choreographer of the Royal Ballet?
Frederick Ashton, probably.
Correct. Which contemporary composer created the score to Woolf Works, a ballet inspired by Virginia Woolf? His other works include scores for television series such as Black Mirror and Taboo.
Sagan Akinola.
That's Max Richter. 0 Degrees, Fall and Exhibition are among the creations of which Belgian-born director and choreographer?
Balankeen.
That's Sidi Labiciraqui.
Okay, fine.
The name of what general class of organism is also defined by Wolfram Mathworld as a subactive... And Redding, congratulations to you. You did very, very well. We shall look forward to seeing you in the final. And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
There we go. That's everything I want in a University Challenge match. 2 strong teams. It was close all game long. Reading completely deserved the win. When Hutchinson and Ownsley are on together and they can work out their theater and their music and stuff, they're tough to beat. Really, really strong performance. Slightly different set of questions, and Edinburgh could have just as easily won. But yeah, wow, great game, really good game. And now we've got a really exciting final to look forward to. Reading versus Imperial. They've both been incredibly strong right out of the gate all the way through. Reading does have the one loss, but I think it was to Imperial. So they get the chance at the rematch. That's pretty awesome. But it also means Imperial knows how to beat them. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. Come back next week for the grand final. Until then, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.